Welcome to I'm Loving Life podcast with A&T Mechanical. We have a very special guest, entrepreneur, but Andre's going to introduce because this is his boy from a long time.
My boy, I grew up with him, Lydell Rhodes. He's a star. He's a stud, man. He's been getting it in for a long time. We're excited to have him on here.
Well, thank you, man.
Thanks for coming to have me, man. Shoot, it make me sound like I'm super cool, man.
You are super cool.
You know?
I tried to show him the Charlie side. I told him a little bit about it.
I just, man, it's so inspiring that your boxing career's got you to where you are now. And what you've been able to do with it. Like, he keeps feeding me all this information, so I'm excited to kind of go down that journey with you, why you love life and why you doing it and that kind of stuff. So,
heck yeah.
So what are you doing at this moment in time? Let's go with that.
Shoot, at this time I'm still fighting, but now I'm playing both roles. I'm the promoter because, fighters come and go, but promoters and managers, they last forever, man. So, I gotta start work on longevity and stuff. So I got a couple fighters that, me and my wife manage and, promote and also, still fighting and making it happen. And I haven't really told too many people yet, but I'm about to get back in MMA as well, trying
Let's
to
go. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's huge, man.
Yeah.
So do you think MMA is a little bit more spicier than boxing, or is that why you're going that route?
I think it's more opportunity because now boxing, it's become more of a business and everyone just wants to. It's cool to try and our life is online. Like, you're literally fighting for your life. But everyone in boxing wants to I got to make the most amount of money and stuff like that. Well, I'm not going to hate on anyone. I want to make millions to get in there. But boxing is too hey, the business got to add up first. It's you're not thinking like a fighter anymore. So fighters, we barely fight on boxing and MMA. It's just hey, let's fight. All right, let's go.
Get it done.
Yeah, let's do it next month. We need a long training camp.
Right, like Canelo, he wants 200.
Yeah.
How much?
Yeah, 200 million. For Benavidez, but the money keeps going up and up and up, man. Yeah. And so fighters just keep demanding.
The purse, and they want all this other stuff.
Because that's why they're doing the Saudi Arabia fights and whatnot.
Yeah, but the Saudis who are coming out, I forgot his name, but the guy, they're actually going to help boxing because over here, I don't know how to say it without just making it sound bad, but the guy I was signed to, Al Hackman and stuff, I almost think he's kind of killing boxing because he's making people's purses so high. And it's almost like sports, like in football, say whatever quarterback, he might just sign a contract for $200 million for this, and so the next quarterback hey, he just signed that, so I want 205. That's the same in boxing where you hear about this guy, Ryan Garcia just made whatever $30 million. So you I'm not fighting unless I get this much, and I want this much on pay-per-view sales. So it's turned to that. But the Saudis they're coming over with all this whatever they got, oil money, wherever they get all the money.
You just want to fight.
So they're just hey, we just want to see you guys fight. No one's fighting, so we're gonna put up all this money. And so they're coming over and helping make the fights because now boxing just I gotta have $1 billion to even show up, stuff like that.
And also with the MMA, he was a cold wrestler when we were in school.
I wrestled my whole life.
Okay, where did you go to school before we go down that? Where were you in Choctaw?
We both went to Choctaw,
And y'all, look where y'all both are coming. I mean, that's crazy, man. He's kind of always been into the fighting scene, and I was always doing music and the things that I was doing. So we kind of both were a little bit in the public eye and had that mutual respect for each other and whatnot. So, But I promise, I'll tell a short story. We'd be out there cutting up at the basketball gym, just at the gym, and every day you see Lydell just running. He didn't stop, but to dap you up, and he just keep running circles. And I remember looking back, I'm like, man, to have that amount of dedication at the age we were at, man, that's really like, that was really, really huge. You know what I mean? Kind of shows how you got where you got.
So what got you to have that inspiration, that fire, that...
It's funny, man. If I was like normal size, I probably wouldn't. I just had little man syndrome, so I was like, man, I'm not gonna stop until bad. It became like lifting with the football team. I wanted to outlift the big guys. If it came to anything, I was just always gonna try and outdo everyone. You know, just had a chip on my shoulder for no reason. You know.
But so, did you get brought up that way? Or is that in your heart? That was just in your blood. That's like, hey, let's go.
It was just in me, like my. Well, kind of like when I started like Little League, I remember it was funny, before I was smallest, you know, always smallest my age, and my dad made me play up at grade 2 in Little League before I even got to like junior high and stuff playing sports. So I was already like, you know, just a dog, and my dad was just like, hey, we're going to keep doing this, and just say, you want to compete? I'll let you compete higher up and play against bigger dudes. And I just, you know, I always like kind of had that mentality and stuff too.
So you played football?
Man.
Yeah, wrestled and ran track and stuff.
So when did the boxing? My whole life.
I didn't start boxing till late. The funniest story, kind of like how I started, was I didn't want to work, and I was an athlete. Like I was literally a 24/7 athlete my whole life and stuff. And even during the summer, I was always competing in track during the summer, doing wrestling during the summer, freestyle and Greco, and then that's when you know, I even started, you know, football. You got football camps too, where I literally like 24/7. That's all I knew. And then like I went to UCO one year, and then that was my first year away from home, and I didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
So I was just, you know,
I understand.
Yeah, I was just partying and stuff, and then, you know, like they dismissed me from the teams and stuff, and then I was like, I had to go get a job, and I was still in school. My parents were like, no, you have to go to college. So I had to go to Rhodes State. Then my dad was like, no, well, since, you know, they don't have no football team, you're gonna get a job. And so I started working for Pepsi full time and going to Rhodes State full time. And then I was like, man, I want to do something. I want to fight. And then at the time, half people were like, hey, you should buy me, because I always used to be way bigger. And so I either wanted to fight or a bodybuild, because I was big. But then I was like, man, I'm gonna fight. And then I had to start doing it like on the side until, like, you know, my parents, they, you know, won them over because they seen how good I was and had potential. I was like, all right, you can put school on pause. I never went back. I need to still go back and get my degree in college, but I ended up you know, moving to St. Louis first, and I went out there with Robbie Lawler and Matt Hughes, and then
Matt Hughes was big. I don't know if y'all know who that is.
How old were you at the time?
At that time, I was I think when I left, I was 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're 22 now, right? You look young, man.
Old now, man. But yeah,
he's like, I just beat someone up though.
But yeah, so that was like a cool experience, you know, going out there and doing that. But that was probably the first time in my life I would say, like, I won't say big head, but like just thought that, oh shoot, the world is my oyster, no one else matters. It's just I'm going to be the only person, because I'm going out there, and then Matt Hughes, them coach. I'm training with all these guys in the UFC, and I'm just now, you know, not even really. I'm still fresh. Just now started training, and I'm already like beating them guys in the gym and stuff, and I've only been training for a couple years and stuff, and not even like serious, like training on the side, like after work, after I finish, you know, doing school, and I go to the gym a little bit, and because I was just at the boxing gym, so I met my boy. He ended up going down there first, and he's like, hey, come down here. I went down there, and then they all loved me, and then the coach was like, we're going to get you in the UFC after like 3 fights, and just got a little big-headed at the time, and what's the name? So I won my first match in like 30 seconds, but
okay.
But
all right.
But the bad part about it was like, so I'm just like thinking I'm just the guy. So I'm thinking like I'm just the baddest thing ever. You know, I'm a little kid, don't even know better. And so before the weigh-ins and stuff, I go out, and I'm partying the day before weigh-ins, and I'm like, all right, I wake up day of weigh-ins, I'm like, I gotta lose like 15, 20 pounds to do that, and then after weigh-ins, I make weight, I go back out and party.
15 pounds? Oh, what?
And I go, and then, but yeah, I partied again, but this time I didn't like I knew I drunk like before weigh-ins, but then I didn't do anything. I was just like, I'm just gonna party and stuff this time, but no drinking and stuff like that. I still went and party, went and got like a 30-second knockout. And so I'm just like, man, can no one beat me?
Right.
And so then my second MMA fight, I go in there and I'm swinging. I can't like knock him out, and then I gas out. So second round, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna take him down and try and rest. And then I took him down. I remember the last words before I started that round. My coach was like, if you take him down, don't stay in his guard. It was like, at least try and get side or whatever. Take him down, start wrestling right there. Boom, I get triangle choked, and then I lost, and then I ended up having another one, basically the same thing. I lost triangle, and so then I'm like, I'm 1-2. I come down, I'm like, all right, but anyway, I'm still gonna go to Oklahoma and party. I get down here to Oklahoma, and there's like some kid, no one wanted to fight him, and the fight is like a week and a half away, and I don't even have any gear or anything, and I'm like, I'll do it. And I end up going in there, and I beat this boxer dude. He's from Kansas that moved to Oklahoma, and I beat him just like not really even training or nothing. Mm-hmm. And so then everyone's like, man, just box. And so then I'm like, and then I'm like, all right, just going along with it. Then my parents and my family, God bless them, they always, been behind me. So then they're like, hey, where do you think you can make it at in boxing? Because Oklahoma's not a big boxing state.
Yeah.
And then I gave them a list. I'm like, maybe California, Las Vegas, Florida, New York, something like that. And then before you know it, they bought me a plane ticket, and we all went to Vegas. And I went to the gym, and I met Floyd Mayweather there, senior, and then one thing led to another. And
so when was that moment that you're like, all right, let's take it serious?
It was, I would say,
when you were out in Vegas?
I don't even think I started taking it serious until maybe, I don't know, recently, because my whole thing was I feel like I got to go back to not taking it serious, because whenever I'm taking it serious, like now, I put pressure on myself, and sometimes I don't perform as well when I got pressure.
In your head.
Yeah,
but I got you.
Before you're technically super good. Like as when you see him fight, it's like, okay, this is textbook how you're supposed to box. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know where you got that when you started getting into that, but that's what I noticed the most. You know what I mean? Especially in your recent fights.
Yeah. So I'm not on your level, but I always got mad at people like you that were just naturally gifted, and they can see it, they can read it, and I had to work 3 times harder just to get to your level, and you're still just so talented. It's just amazing. And sometimes it's just, just how you perceive how that thing it aligns, and it's amazing that you can do that and perform at the level, because I mean, to be able to meet Floyd Mayweather Senior that's really awesome. And then he was saying you actually went to the Philippines, which he's from.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I grew up in Davao City, actually.
Okay.
So did you know David Sisson?
Yeah.
So that's my cousin.
Oh, yeah. Because I was about to say, his people, they're all from Oklahoma. That's how I went over, because the guy, not David them, but the other guy who runs it, Sean Gibbons, he's from Norman, and then they're all from Oklahoma too. So that's like, I just fit in right there, and everyone's like, how'd you get in with Pac? I'm like, well, everyone around them was from Oklahoma.
Right.
But David and John, them, those are my boys.
Yep. Abby, Hannah,
I got to tell them. I still, I talk to David sometimes on on Facebook, but that was my boy when I first went over there. We'd always like make fun of each other and stuff. And it's crazy. It's funny. Now he's married with kids and stuff. It's cool,
because he has a shrimp business, right? Is that what he's into right now?
I don't know. I've been over there since 2016 or something like that. But I went over there twice with Pacquiao. The last time they came over here and I just met up with him in LA the last couple camps I was in with him. But
So you went to the Philippines, trained with Pacquiao. Was that an experience in itself?
Yeah.
Were you eating the
local food and everything?
Yeah. That was my balut. So that was the first thing.
You ate it?
Yeah.
No.
I eat everything, man. And like that's my thing. I'm like, if I wouldn't, I have to do sports. I'd be like a fat kid. I like eating and nothing like grossing me out. I'll eat anything. So So first thing I did, I just started walking up and down the street, and they have like the little street vendors. They had like basically like like chitlins, but not. Yeah. But not pig intestines, like chicken intestines on a stick. And so I'm just walking around and all this illness. Yep. It's just like give them a little coin. I'm eating everything on the street, just walking around and eating.
Yeah. So for in here, we he bought them. What are they called?
The balut eggs.
Yeah.
So he bought them. And he bought like 10 of them. He's sitting there chowing down on them like they were.
Yeah, I think I got to like 3 or something.
But his sister does it too.
Oh, she's
she does. But everybody started trying it. It was a good experience. But that's pretty awesome that you tried it.
Yeah.
You didn't try it, did you?
Nope.
Yeah, but sometimes you can like feel the babies or the little chickens. I swear. I've been eating a lot. But
Come to you in your dreams.
Crunchy is this? I don't know.
Did you ever eat dog meat over there when you were there?
No.
I might have. But I wasn't like, hey, let me get some of that dog. If I eat dog meat, it was unknown.
No. That's where I draw the line.
Man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Did you ever go to Davao City at all?
No. Is that where?
It's 2 hours north of the big city.
Oh no.
So you're in General Santos, right? But you never went up to Davao.
No.
Okay. It's like 2 hours north, but that's where like the big city is down there. No. But that's where I grew up on Mindanao Island, so the same island.
Mindanao,
But it's Butuan, Cagayan de Oro, Dipolog, Dapitan, and then Davao City. So I've been all over that island.
Oh,
but I remember visiting General Santos like every couple of years or so we go down there and hang out. But whenever David was Pacquiao's like a assistant, I didn't go down there at all, so I didn't really get to see that part of it. Because the last time I went back was 2015. It was the last time I've been back over there. Because the trip over there is so draining. Have you gone to the east side? Like when you fly, have you gone like through Russia or anything like that?
No.
Okay. You've always gone through Japan.
No, my plane was they would stop in Guam and have a layover, but we wouldn't get off the plane and just gas up and then we go straight to the Philippines every time, That's what I'll tell you.
No,
Oh, that sounds
Philippines. All I know, but Pacquiao, man, sparring Pacquiao. Now, I've asked you this before, but like not since I've been training. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what? He's the hardest one that's hit you? He threw the hardest punches?
I'm trying to think. Possibly where I would always say at first I'm like, nah, Zab Judah, but the last time we sparred, I'll say he is, because he's so nice. He doesn't spar hard. Like he's the perfect person if you want to get better. Cool. He's not gonna like kill you. Like I've been around Floyd. Floyd's gonna kill you.
Really?
Yeah, in the gym, Floyd's totally different than how he fights. Floyd's gonna kill you in the gym.
Junior, could you either learn it now or you're gonna get beat out there, one or the other? Is that the way it is?
He don't care if you learn it or not. Like Floyd, he has amazing gas tank. I don't know how Floyd, but he works so hard, but he never gets tired. And so, like when Floyd's sparring, he doesn't. You have to. He's more so like, I'm your boss. You gotta do what I say. But Floyd pays crazy money. Like he paying like $3,000 a week, and sometimes I seen guys be in the whole camp for whatever, like 8 weeks, and only spar maybe 3 minutes and get paid, $3,000 every week, and not have to spar him. But but when he does spar you, like if you do good against him, like that's when Floyd can like cut off the clock. And then, because he knows I'm going to outlast you, and so if you're doing too good with him,
that sounds intimidating.
Yeah.
Like
I'd be scared at that point.
And then he cuts off the clock, and he's so smart that, like, you know how you ever play like football where like if you get tackled and then the ball almost knocks the wind out of you, like you fall on the ball, like that's what he does, like whenever like you throw punches, because you're taught to like push out. That's why people like ha ha or tss, tss. And then soon after you finish, you gotta breathe in. So he'll like try and move or catch, and then as soon as you breathe in, just stab you and just throw a shot right there. And then he'll do that and barely do anything, but just try and like suck the wind up. And let you just fight. And then you got the pressure. If you try to do the same thing, all the other guys, like his cousin who's like the assistant on, they're like, work, you gotta work. And so like they're forcing you to work and stuff. And so then like after like 2 or 3 rounds of going 10 minutes around, you know, people start gassing out. And then as soon as people start gassing out, Floyd
still
just like,
on it.
Nah, yeah, it's not no time. Now he's in the box like he stops everybody. He be knocking most of the guys out, or I can't say most but quite a few people.
I don't know if I'd mind being knocked out by Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, you know, it's respectable.
Right? I mean, if there was somebody I was gonna get knocked out by,
right?
That's not the, you know.
How do you even get into that training camp to be a sparring partner for Floyd Mayweather or Pacquiao?
Sometimes it's, you know, just have like a style, like the person he's fighting and stuff. And so me, like I was fast and short, so every time you know, Pacquiao fought like Tim Bradley, Adrian Broner, and people like them, you know. And whenever he was going to fight Floyd, so I didn't get to go to his camp because I was with, you know, signed to the people with Floyd them. So like, no, you can't go to his camp, Al Hackman. So I couldn't go. But whenever I wasn't signed, when they were talking about doing the little rematch exhibition, I was going to go. A couple of guys that hit me up, and then I was going to do it, but that fight never happened. But yeah, but there's some wild stuff in training camps. But yeah, but back to Manny, the first couple of times, you know, the first few camps, I was, you know, still getting better and better. So I had my moments, and I just remember a couple of times like I would hit him like clean, and like I wouldn't hurt him, but I feel like kind of maybe like just like hit him with a good shot. Yeah, wake him up. And then he like do like probably 10 seconds where he like trying to start throwing the show. I'm like, all right, chill out. but then the last camp, I feel like that was when I was like up there and stuff like that. And that's the thing. Now this is how I am too. Like you don't want to like waste too much energy, use too much, because you don't get up for like sparring random people. Like, and that's how I am now. Like once I find like high level, when I sparring like younger guys, it's just like, all right, I just gotta get through the motions, you know, get in shape, because you're not thinking about them. And so that's how it is with Pacquiao. He's not thinking about the sparring partners. Like, you know, we're not really threats, but us, this is our world title fight, so we're all coming hard. And I remember the last camp, I was coming super hard at him, where it was the first time where he had to like fight me off of him. It's not like, all right, 10 seconds stop. I'm like, no, I'm on you. I'm winning the sparring session. It might not mean that. I'm winning it right now. Let's get it. But that was the first time where like he hit me, and I was like, holy shit, dude. Like, I was like, man, like there's no way like people could take that with 8-ounce gloves on where.
Yo, we're sparring with 8 ounce. Oh no, I'm sorry.
No, we're big gloves, and so like it was really like, so I was pushing him back, like, cause he's small and he's physically not strong, and so me, I'm physically strong, so I'm pushing him back, and then he fights with his hands up doing that. So every time I do, I'm pulling his hands down, coming on top, hitting him, being rough with him and stuff. And so then one time I'm coming in hard, and I like get ready to jump with a 1-2, and like he throws a 3, and like it was like I hit a wall. Like I'm talking about my momentum, I'm going and just stop, and just like it's like I hit a wall. It's like, what the hell? Like just stop. Like me literally like jumping with my legs and stuff. I ran to punch and just stop, and then like I was like, shh, dude. Like there's no way. Like if we had no headgear on, small gloves, like anyone could take it. But and the other thing is like at that point, like I'm good. I'm good now. I'm on this level. And then for him to, because he's so nice, it almost makes you mad too, because when he hits you with a good shot like that, and he's not even trying to be super hard, he'll like stop. I'm like, are you okay? Keep going.
Man, I did that sparring not too long ago. You got to get past that being nice stuff when you're sparring. Because when you're too nice and you spar, man, and you hit somebody and you're like, hey, are you okay? It's a 50-50. They might try to jump on you, or they might dap you up and be like, I'm good. Or I've been tore up like that. That's pretty tough.
Yeah.
So are you excited that he switched over to boxing? Or you want him to go to MMA?
No, I think boxing's cool, you know. getting his foot in the door and do that.
When I trained with him, I didn't train with him. I went into the gym. I went inside the gym and I watched him and I tried to do a little bit and I seen him throw 2 lefts, boom, boom. And they came so quick consecutively. I was like, I'm never gonna be able to do that. So like, I literally just didn't even want to after that because I was like, man, it was the Dell City in the gym in Dell City, and I was like, man, that is just so unbelievably fast. When you see it in person, it's just like it's almost discouraging if you want to box because it's like, man, that's so much work you'll have to put in to get that fast. You know what I mean? But I mean, I probably shouldn't try to compare myself to Lydell because he's obviously extremely
a different level.
But yeah.
So now. I'm gonna put this out there. You do have a family, right?
Yes.
So how do you put that in the mix with everything else? I mean, unless you don't want to talk about it, but I know that's a big part of your life.
Yeah. Well, it's funny where I feel like, man, I'm on vacation right now. It's the first time. It's bittersweet. First time I ever been away from like my family. You know, where they're still in Vegas. I came down here. You know, just networking, doing some things right now. But it's cool and it's different where. Like, both of them, especially my youngest now, like, she comes out and tries to work out with me all the time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She tries to work out with me, like, all the time. Like, that's all she knows. And she has a little bag, too. And she goes around punching stuff. But, yeah. And she was trying to do push-ups and stuff and do abs and stuff. Like, that's...
So it kind of fills you up?
Yeah.
Is that what you're fighting for or what you're doing it for?
Really, I would say I'm fighting for them. Or really... So my thing is, like, and that's why I tell, like, young kids and stuff, like, it doesn't have to be, like, what everyone or whatever politically correct or whatever everyone thinks that you're fighting for. Because I remember one kid, he came out there with me to Vegas, and, like, he's like, I'm so tired. And he tells, me and my boy, it's like, I want to just, make it so I can put my mom on a big house on the hill and this and that. So he's tired and, like, at night and can't get up. I'm like, hey, think about your mom and house on the hill. He didn't budge. I'm like, man, sometimes like don't lie to yourself. A lot of people be true to you. Like me, I have different motivations every day. Some days like the most I'm fighting for is just so to prove to a point to people and to myself because I feel like I'm underachieved my whole career because I'll be in gyms like ever since like back when I said with Zab Drew was the first person. He took me under his wing, and so when I first got out there,
I didn't know that.
And I think one of the coolest things was like one time my mom and her friends were out in Vegas, and they're like at a concert, and they ran into Zab Judah and stuff, and then like. He bought all my mom and her friends drinks and then was telling his people, he was like, hey, her son's going to be a world champion. Like, so to me, like, that's cool when like, Hall of Famers and champions, like, say that where Pacquiao, Pacquiao's the reason I got signed by Al Haymon. They asked him, can you fight? He was like, yeah. And they signed me on the dot. They didn't even research me or nothing. Yeah. Wow. I got signed just like that. And then even Eric Morales, like, I was sparring with Jesse Vargas before he fought Tim Brown, he fought Pacquiao and everybody, and Eric Morales came out there with him, and then Jesse's dad and Eric Morales, they were like, you're going to be a champion, he can barely speak English, and he still was like, you're going to be a champion, so that's my thing, I feel like I'm underachieved, because I've been ranked number 1 in the world, but never got the title, so I'm like, I got little confidence with being, starting super late and then being able to say I was ranked number 1 in the world, but
that's a big accomplishment.
Yeah.
No, I feel like that's a huge accomplishment.
But what he said earlier is like you're not lying to yourself of what you want to do. Like people saying they want the big house, but if somebody's saying, "Hey, get up because of this," and you don't power through that moment because if you don't power through that moment, you just nothing. Yeah. And right now you're on the path of like, hey, I'm getting up. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get it done. That's awesome, man. That's huge.
That's probably like my number 1 thing I think about. But then I have other things where I'm like, man, I want this. I want to be. Some days I might be like, I want to be known like like Floyd then, some days I might be like, hey, I just want to be able to, if I wanted to, walk in the dealership, like, hey, let me get a Lamborghini or something. Let me get this, or I have different motivations and stuff. But that's my main thing. But that's why I tell kids, like, hey, you don't have to be whatever what everyone wants you to say. Oh, they get my family and that. If you just want to be like a social media, you want to be famous now, and that's why you want to fight. Hey, so be it. If that's your motivation, that's what gets you going.
If it gets you there, yeah.
So a little bit of that. Oh boy, that like cheats on the fights. Is that true? Is that something that happens? No, it was the guy that's about to fight Mike Tyson.
Jack, I've trained with him before.
Is that true? You know what I'm saying? Like, didn't he like drop the shoulder or something? I don't know if it's true.
Do people throw fights? Fight?
Jake Paul Woodley fight?
Talking about throwing fights, that probably happens, but
but I don't really think it's like that prevalent where people are throwing and cheating and stuff. And then who was it? Like when he fought Woodley or someone. I've seen a lot of people like, oh, Woodley could have knocked him off if he wanted to, but then he stopped when he hurt him. And then when he got knocked out, I'm like, man, that knockout was real. Like, you're not gonna face plant. Like, I don't care. but the pausing, because I went over there to Puerto Rico with them, and it was cool when Logan fought Floyd, and so they brought me in to emulate Floyd and stuff. But
that's huge.
But they train hard, so that's when people like talk trash, like they're not real fighters. Like, I went over there, like they actually train. They train harder than a lot of like, especially guys that I know out here. Not going to talk bad about some of my boys, but there's some guys, they at the bar every night doing this. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a fighter. Like, you might have some fights, but all you do is just drink, go to the bar, try and pick up girls. Where them dudes, they're actually like training where, but it's not the same because they're coming to it with money, so they can buy the best everything. They can like, hey, I don't have to get up and work. I can bust my butt every day. So it's different, and it does help. But my thing, why I respect them, is because they were athletes. Like, if you look at Logan, like he was a real good wrestler. He was real good at football. Had scholarship. I think he actually went to college for 1 year and wrestled or something. But Jake was cool. But why Jake can be a better athlete, like when I was older, Logan is way better technically, but Jake, he has more of the fighter mentality, because like he's more of a a-hole where he wants to hurt people and stuff. Like Logan didn't seem like every time he comes to the gym, Logan's like, hey, talking and real cool. Where Jake, he was more like,
I'm gonna come in there and beat somebody up.
Yeah.
Do you think Tyson's gonna win it?
I think he should. What?
It's quick.
Yeah. What's the name of
being 50-something years old?
You don't think it's past his prime for such a young dude?
Way past his prime.
for Jake, man, because Jake, like you said, he works real hard. Man.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. That just blows my mind. I didn't know that was something.
Like it's more like exhibition rules, though, isn't it? Now didn't they change the rules?
They just changed it back, and now it's official. It's going to go on paper as a real fight.
That's crazy.
And Amazon's putting that fight on, right?
I think so.
I thought
because they just now got into boxing.
Okay.
But that was why I said earlier, like I said with a guy I was signed with, I feel like he is killing boxing because no one's making money anymore, so they got to keep jumping to different networks. Like, they ran HBO out, they ran Showtime out, because they're making them put up all this money. Like, hey, this guy needs 10 million, he needs 7 million, and then the fight's only generating whatever 10 million. And so
they're taking losses. Yeah.
Right. Or especially the networks, but like the promoters, they're getting money because they're getting it from the fighters, their percentage and stuff, and they're getting money from all these other people. So everyone's like, hey, we're out of it. And so now Netflix is about to start boxing.
Amazon, because I thought it was Netflix on the Jake.
It could be.
Jake
I just know Amazon was getting in there too.
Yeah, Amazon's already did one fight. I think.
Because I went to that fight, the Rhodes.
Oh yeah. That was the first fight with Amazon. But but
you could pick him out. He was dressed fly as heck.
Yeah, I was alright.
My boy. Come on now.
Rest of the nines. Yeah.
So I mean, you went through a great career. You're promoting a fight that's coming up. What fight is it? Where is it at?
So what's funny is right just now when I went on the bathroom. MP, when I was in there, I just got a text back from the lady. It's going to be a little fight at the farmer's market. And
so that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, so she just, the lady, she just messaged me and was like, hey, everything's clear because they have a long-standing relationship with some from our. He's going to do a fight a week later. So my fight's going to be June 22nd. And so she's like, I got to clear it up with him. It's an MMA fight. They don't want, their crowd to end up going to your fight earlier, then they're not going to want to pay for theirs. And so,
is it Husky Fat Promotions?
I'm not sure who it is, but it might be
because they started out doing kickboxing, and then I think they have MMA coming up too. Okay, but the guys that put that on are actually, oddly enough, roofers. One of the owners grew up as like a kickboxer and is coaching guys, and then they started Husky Fat Promotions. Yeah, so that's just something local that I've seen.
Yeah, and you got your promotion. Your promotion team. It's I don't want to butcher it. Hackman. Yeah.
What is it?
Hackman.
Okay.
Promotions.
Yeah. So this is your group.
Yeah.
So and you have how many fighters going to this one? Or are you actually fighting too?
I'm gonna see. I might fight on it. So, but right now, if I fight, so here's the plan. If I do fight, I'm gonna be one of the earlier fights because my thing is. I'm going to bring up now. I want to do something to showcase and roll out the next generation. Like there hasn't been, I think, like this much talent in Oklahoma, maybe, or in the surrounding areas in a while, if ever. But you haven't had like guys who can like pack the house like this since me.
Like Alfred.
Yeah. Or no, I'm talking about like younger guys like who are just now about to turn pro. Like here's the new generation. Like you know how like those guys who hit a certain level, like me, Alex Salcedo, and Carson Jones, how we came up, basically, we're all kind of close to the same age. But now there's finally, like, a new wave. And so I've been talking to a lot of them, and they all want to turn pro with me. So I'm going to go ahead and do a show where if I fight, I'll be, like, one of the earlier fights. And then it'll be, like, me, Alfred, and a couple of older guys who've been pro. We'll fight first, and then we'll have intermission. And then we'll be like, all right, now, here's the future, and then roll out all the young guys.
So that's kind of the focus that you're going to, right? Is pushing that next generation forward, basically.
Yeah.
That's big for Oklahoma.
That's huge.
Because we were talking to Kale, the pitcher, last week, and he was talking about how there's some kids, now that are coming up in Oklahoma that are going pro, getting drafted.
Oh, wow. Because he got drafted to the Yankees, the guy we had on last week.
Yeah. So
it was pretty awesome. Oklahoma's definitely starting to come up for sure.
Yeah. You don't really think of it because we're like the center, state, and you don't really think like all these powerhouses are coming through. But you just don't know about it, and because you stay in your little world, and then you're just like, oh wait, he's from Oklahoma. Oh, that guy plays from Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. So it's really awesome. So man, hands down, heads up, whatever to you, man. You're killing it. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
So do you like to do anything for fun? I know you like to party, is what I hear. But anything else that you like to do to fill you up besides that?
No. So some of the things that I want to kind of get back into because I've been gone for so long. Like, I get jealous when I be seeing like my friends posting like fishing and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, I'm like, dude, I haven't fished in so long. I did like stuff that I was like, I can't wait to get away from Oklahoma. That's all people do is fish and hunt deer. And when you're young, you're like, I want to get away from now. I'm like, dang, I want to do it, but. Now I'm like
bass, catfish, doesn't matter. Just with the rod and maybe a 6-pack of beer and chill.
Yeah, that's exactly. Awesome. Yeah. Because now, done a lot of stuff, so I'm like, all right,
get to chill back and enjoy your accomplishments, man.
That's huge. Anything else you want to ask him?
Nah, man, that's about it. I think we talked about Packy. That's what I wanted to know about. I was like, man, because since I've been training, I'm like, man, I want to hear about that again because Pacquiao's Pacquiao.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did you realize like how big boxing was over there when the Pacquiao fights would go? Because like this, I remember as a kid, like it'd always be on Sunday because the fight here is Saturday night, and then it's always Sunday morning. So with us like being missionaries and stuff, we would always have half the attendance in the church. On Sunday morning. The streets are completely empty. It's like a big deal. And over here, you don't really see, like even with big fights, right? The Floyd Mayweather fights, there's still people out, whatever. Yeah. But over there, everything gets locked down, whenever the Pacquiao fights go.
Man, it was so crazy over there that I was a celebrity over there just from being with him. Like he's the definition of an icon where like me being associated with him, I wake up in the hotel every day. I go downstairs and get ready to leave, and then I'll be like in the newspaper, and then like, and what they put, they say sparring mate, and like sparring mate, they're like, oh, sparring mate. I wake up, I'm on the news, and stuff like I'm on the news, like what the heck? Like, I go out where everyone knows me and stuff. I walk around the mall and want to take pictures. I'm like,
that's literally how it is, though. That's how it is. Do you ever? So one big thing I remember growing up was, you could eat at McDonald's or whatever it is, and you got people staring at you like all the time. Did you get stared at quite a bit that you remember?
I don't know, probably, but
okay.
But speaking of that was the weirdest thing too, where I go to like, because they got like KFC and all the regular food over there, but you go instead of like biscuits and stuff, it's like rice.
Like McDonald's over there has fried chicken, gravy, and rice. It's one of the big meals, right? Instead of like a burger.
It was like that was weird to me. But one last thing too about Pacquiao, dude. The first time we sparred, it was probably like the funniest sparring story for me that ever happened to me. But we get in there, and then he's fast. I'm like, man, he's so fast, and it's not really his hands, because you spar a lot of people who got fast hands, but his hands are real fast. So it's like me, instead of like do my thing of boxing moving, as soon as he comes in, I just cover up so I don't get hit. Then I duck, and then I just come up and swing. And so one time, like he's southpaw, so like his lead hand is over here, so he was coming this way, and so I dug down, and then so I'm like, all right, he's there, he's gonna be there. So I pivot, and then when I pivot, everyone starts laughing, and then he like taps me on my shoulder. I'm like, how the hell he get back in there?
Wow.
but like he was completely behind me the first time we sparred, and I'm just like, dude, but it's his feet, man. His feet are crazy fast. It's like,
I never thought about like his footwork and then I always think about his punches, because he's always punching.
But I mean, those different steps of levels that you had to get to, and that to be at your prime. I mean, I bet that's a journey in itself, because that right there, that moment, you like, all right, got to keep my head up.
But his team, like, so this is what it helped me out a lot. Just like kind of going to different teams, because when I was with all the Mayweather and stuff, it's like a whole different vibe where it's like a sparring stuff is almost like your enemies. Like, we gonna talk trash, I'm gonna try to hurt you and stuff. Like, when we get out the ring, it's cool where, and so like I'm almost like on there like, all right, when it's time to spar, it's time to turn up, we doing this and doing, like, it's a whole different like vibe where many of them, it's like, it's smiles in the ring, out of the ring, just smiles. It's like, man, and that's when I went over there and stuff. I just, it made me just realize, like, man, life is cool. Like, I'm basically on vacation. Like, they got me a passport. They got me a passport in one day. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, in one day, like, they flew, because I'm in Las Vegas. They flew me to LA. And then whatever, however you say, expedited. As soon as I flew there, went to the passport place, I took a picture and everything. Then they got in the hotel. Then the next day, went and picked the passport up and flew out and stuff. But so I'm like, man, I never had a passport till I met Manny. But then when I got over there, just, like I said, like a whole different like style, and they're all just like, just enjoying life and doing it, and it's fun, and that what motivated them too. But it was just cool, being around them, just seeing stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
And meeting people, like a lot of people come around Floyd, but when I was with Manny, especially that first time, I met so many people. And then I'll probably say the coolest thing that happened to me was in the first camp when we were sparring. Bob Dylan showed up and watching. He's like, man, what's your name? I want to keep up with you. He's like, I like your style. I like the way you fight. And like, so I got to take a picture with Bob Dylan. He told me he liked me and wanted to follow me. And then went had dinner with everyone from Ashanti to even Birdman came and like chill with me.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Where everyone, So
do you think it's easier now for the younger generation? younger than you, with all the social media stuff, to get more publicity and more of that than, I mean, right now, for you, you're about to start that whole journey again, right? Of doing MMA and getting that. So in my mind, business-wise, I'm thinking like I would show how many people I took down or something like that and get really big on social media, that kind of thing. I don't know how that works, but.
Yeah, and that's almost like how I'm going to like, for lack of that word, like make a gimmick or like, just show like, hey, this is the only guy, I can fight at a high level at both and stuff, right. and then kind of push myself that way, because I'm not really the type of guy that wants to be, just doing dumb stuff on camera to get fans. But now the kids they kind of do have like a little easier, because they grew up with, technology and all stuff. And so, it's almost second nature to them to just get on social media and do stuff. And now Eddie Hearn, who came over from England and stuff, there's a bunch of guys in America he signed just because when their DM, they had 100,000 followers, and he's like, "Hey, you want to sign with me?" This,
right. Well, I was thinking more or less like, because the baseball guy that came, he was like, now these college guys can just look at their social to see how they throw and see how that technique is, and be like, "Hey, let's take a look at this guy." You know what I'm saying? And now with that being all out there, like Facebook and YouTube and that kind of stuff, because you can put all that stuff on there instead of back in the day. For me to play soccer, I had to send a CD or something like, "Hey, look at me," or go to a camp and hopefully I get seen. Now you're just like, the followers are great, but it's easier access to see this technique that you're doing. So that's in my mind if it's like that in boxing. So that's what I kind of went by.
Yeah, it's like that a little bit, but now in boxing, so boxing is different. Like, say, team sports like soccer and all stuff, like you have to kind of be good to make it to the league. Like in boxing, you can build yourself up. Like say it's like Jake Paul, he's gotten a lot better. But as long as in boxing you can match people up. You're like, all right, we can get this guy. His name is good, but he's not good anymore. He's not the same. Let's get him.
Yeah, Keith Thurman. They kind of try to pick him out recently.
Yeah, that's what you can do in boxing. So, like, as long as someone has a following, and they don't even have to be just a world beater, but you're like, he's all right. We can do something with that. And then you can just match him the right way and stuff, and his following is going to help get money. Because, and that's what it is in boxing, where it's not like other sports where you have to be good. Like, oh, look at his technique. And I'm like, he's good enough when we can find a couple bums for him to look amazing on.
See, I didn't even think of that.
Tomato cans.
So that's how,
that makes sense.
That's how, fighting is, where you can make just about anyone. Like, I don't want to just say it's easy too, because everyone who becomes world champion, they have to be able to fight a little bit, but like you can make anyone pretty decent,
But everybody's a live dog in there, what I mean? So anytime you step in there, I mean, it ain't no for sure thing, for sure. So anybody that steps in there, I respect, because I've just sparring is, can be intense sometimes. You know what I mean?
But I got a different perspective, like, and everyone's like, why would you think like that? But my thing is, like, I know a bunch of people who they don't like, because me, I love and I respect boxing, even though I don't make the right choices sometimes. Like I might, but now like I'm a dad, so I don't really go out and party all the time. But even when I was partying, I still would train. I would train like a lot more than the average person and stuff. Because I hear stories of like Floyd and even Brian, like, oh, you go to the club and then you run home. So I do stuff like that where I'll run. I'll run as soon as I'm finished partying. I'm running stuff where is you probably shouldn't do all the negative stuff and party. Just do the positive stuff. But I always like make sure I did my work and stuff like that. But there's guys who claim to be fighters, but they don't do nothing. Like, it's cool to, party and stuff, but you still got to put in the work, where some guys just go just to collect a check. Like, I can get a little money. I know I'm not going to win, but I'm just going to go out there and do it, where, like, I'm like, I can't really respect it now that, I love it's my passion. Like, that's why I would like to, be a coach. Like I just went since I've been out here, been a couple kids. I was just like, hey, let's go to the gym. Picking up my little cousins, we go to the gym, and I'm kind of coaching them and stuff. Where I take it serious. When people like, you gotta respect everything. I'm like, I don't, man, because a lot of people don't like do it. Like I said, like it's not calling the kettle whatever or the pot black because I put in work. Even though I did a lot of the wrong choices and stuff, I still will put in work. Where I feel like if you don't put in work, man, like you're not respecting the game. So
what's going on with Elijah, man?
He's doing this thing and stuff. He actually is going down and been going and sparring the dude fighting Tank.
Yeah, so I've been seeing. I see Elijah on my timeline sparring like big names all the time. He had me come out and film one time some years ago, and he looked really good back then. You know, so it's pretty cool thinking back. Like the standard that I had when I first started seeing it live. That was one of the first times. Like I really because Elijah is really good. Isn't he? Yeah, he's real.
He's getting up there.
Yeah. So
he's ranked in the world now. So
Elijah Pierce, man, he's really, really good, dude.
Yeah,
you know all these guys. That's crazy.
I know of them mainly through Lydell. I grew up with Lydell. I'm blessed to know Lydell. He lived some blocks over by one of my best friends, DeAndre. You know what I mean? Yeah. Back in the day. So
Choctaw, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, man.
Shout out to Choctaw.
Hey, we were solid, man. Choctaw was solid, dude. He didn't really. People talk about it, but that's not really who the people you really wanted to mess with back when we were in school.
And then, but what's crazy now is when you even think about the boxing scene, like you got he was a young dude. He was a little bit younger than my brother. This kid named J.R. Cochran, but he keeps hurting everything. But he's probably one of the best fighters in Oklahoma. He was MMA, but now he's just boxing. But like, he's probably maybe the best in his weight class in Oklahoma. So I'm like, hey, it's crazy. Choctaw's running it, and you got to think our other boy. He's on the commission.
Tyson Bernardi.
He's on the box commission, and the old president who just retired in January or March. But he used to Joe Miller. I think he was like a sheriff out in Choctaw back then, but he's from Choctaw. So
he's on there too.
He just retired. He was the president of the whole Oklahoma. Like,
how did Tyson go from baseball to the boxing commission?
Because me and him, he was always with me. But then Joe Miller was his dad's best friend, so he was around both sides. And so when I first started my boxing promotion, Tyson started with me, and so he was cool. He was part of it, doing everything. And then after that, he just started talking to Joe, and then he was joking with him one day. It's like, "Hey, I want your job." And Joe's like, "All right, you can have it." Basically, I'm about ready to be finished. And so he put Tyson on the commission, and then he retired. But
shout out to Choctaw.
Yeah. He's basically running boxing out here in Oklahoma. That's awesome. But the box commission, they do everything like wrestling matches to MMA. They do everything.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Well, at the end of the day, thank you for coming, man. It's huge honor, dude. It's huge honor, and I'm so glad you had the time to take with us. So appreciate you, man.
Yeah, no
Thanks
problem.
For loving life.
Yes, sir.
Loving life.
Oh yeah,
yes, sir.